Hello, everyone. Doctor Who, the Centenary Special, or Centenary Special, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that. Jodie Whittaker's final episode now has a title: The Power of the Doctor. Now, full disclosure, I am fully aware that the title leaked online a few days ago before officially being published in the official Doctor Who magazine, and everyone's already talked about it, and everyone's already made their videos and shared their opinions on it. But let's just say that for personal logistical reasons, it was much easier for me to do an episode, or rather, do a video about this topic now, as opposed to 2 days ago when this happened. 2 days ago, from the point of view of me making this video, as a matter of fact. That being said, the title. Let's talk about the title. What do I think about The Power of the Doctor as a title? Well, first initial thought, it's a title. There really isn't much else I can say about it. It's a pretty generic, unassuming, regular title. It follows all of the pretty generic and overused title tropes that we've seen for a lot of episodes, not just in Doctor Who, but a lot of other shows, particularly in the realm of sci-fi and also movies, where it's just using the familiar template of blank of the blank, or the blank of the blank. We've seen that a billion times over already. There's nothing too special about it. Now, do I think it's a good title for a Doctor's Regeneration episode, a final episode of a Doctor? It's okay. I mean, it's fine. It like I said, it fits the criteria. I mean, it follows in the footsteps of something like The Time of the Doctor, The End of Time, Planet of the Spiders, The Caves of Androzani, blank of the blank. There really isn't much anything else to say about it. Now, do I think that the actual components that make up the full picture that is the title, The Power of the Doctor, do I like it? I like it just fine. I mean, it didn't blow me away or anything. I understand that it's Jodie Whittaker's final episode. It's a regeneration episode. It's the end of an era. It's an episode that will be more remembered than most other episodes of a particular Doctor. I mean, typically speaking, the most remembered and most well-liked episodes of any single Doctor is obviously their first and last, and maybe a couple thrown in there in the middle somewhere. But like I said, it didn't really hook me too much. Not like something like The Time of the Doctor or The End of Time, or even Twice Upon a Time. I don't know, Logopolis, or even The War Games. That's a pretty epic sounding title for an episode for Final Doctor. But The Power of the Doctor, I mean, it sort of follows a trend that was kind of set up in the Day of the Doctor, of the Doctor just stealing titles from the Daleks, because, you know, the Day of the Doctor, the Day of the Daleks, the Power of the Doctor, Power of the Daleks. What's next? The Evil of the Doctor? Obviously, I'm joking, but at some point, I think the Daleks are just going to have to enact some legal action to prevent the Doctor from stealing some of their titles for episodes. But all joking aside, like I said, it didn't really hook me too much, unless, of course, there's something specifically in the episode itself that really necessitates that sort of an epic, or rather, trying to be epic title. I guess that's one way of putting this matter. This title is mainly just trying to sound epic and grandiose, and trying to decorate itself a little too much, which maybe it will help. But at this point, again, not having seen the episode already, I think it's a little bit unnecessary. It definitely sounds like one of those titles that we'll just have to wait and see how well they stand the test of time. I brought up The End of Time. That title really does capture the essence of what that two-parter was all about. It was quite literally the end of time, because the Time Lords were coming back, bringing the Time War with them. The final day, the final sanction, I should say, literally ending time as it is. But at the same time, no pun intended, obviously, it was the end of an era. It was a departure of a beloved Doctor. It was the replacement of a beloved showrunner. Like, a lot of things really ended with those two episodes, and we were sort of thrown, again, no pun intended, thrown right into the next era of the show with the 11th Hour, which, again, another great example for a title for a Doctor's first episode. Obviously, 11th Hour referencing 11th Doctor, and also it kind of deals with some stuff to do with the actual plot of the episode. So, if something in the actual episode itself happens to reference the power of the Doctor specifically, it might change my opinion on the title. But as of now, it's a title. I mean, it doesn't. It's the episode itself that I really care about. I think, for example, again, and I'm sorry for keep doing this, but the time of the Doctor. Again, we're saying goodbye to our time with that Doctor, and at the same time, the Doctor literally spends a hell of a lot of time in one place. Twice upon a time, literally two Doctors refusing to regenerate, and then accepting their fate and regenerating, and it happened twice in the same time. It's Doctor Who titles, for the most part at least, especially in the modern era, have always had some kind of double meaning to them. Maybe sometimes even triple meaning. So we'll just have to wait to see again how the plot of the actual episode affects the title itself. The power of the Doctor. Does the Doctor really have some sort of immeasurable power that she acquires throughout the plot of the episode? Does the power itself pertains to her being the timeless child and the power of infinite regeneration? So obviously we've seen this wonderful image of the Doctor with all this energy, beams of lightning coming out of her, especially from her eyes. So is that really the power of the Doctor, the power of infinite regenerations? Is the power secretly hidden inside the Fub Watch that she acquired at the end of the Flux? There's so many options. Now, the main option that I see people pointing out, and what I'm currently thinking is going to be, is obviously we know from the previous trailer that Ace and Tegan are now back. I mean, that's no secret anymore. We already have the images from the Doctor Who magazine. Tegan and Ace are back. Two separate companions from two separate eras of Doctor Who, coming back for another completely unrelated era of Doctor Who to join the Doctor in her final moments before regeneration. And obviously she has other companions like the current ones she has of Yaz and Dan, and obviously Kate Stewart is back. So does the power of the Doctor in essence really mean her power to influence people to be the best version of themselves? Similar to something that the 10th Doctor is very famous for, not necessarily in the best ways, but it was really brought up in Journey's End, the Doctor's ability to convince people to sacrifice themselves for him, particularly in that serial. Could be, it's possible. I mean, that storyline, while it is still my favorite episode of Doctor Who of all time, it's done. I mean, it was addressed and it was over and done with in that episode, and it was brought up again in The End of Time, which I mentioned earlier, to sort of sum up and summarize the 10th Doctor's arc in the best way that Russell T Davies could at the time. So far, what really bothers me with Jodie Whittaker's regeneration is that it's incredibly derivative of the 10th Doctor already, being warned by a time-sensitive entity, regardless of who or what that entity is, being told that her time is running out and she's gonna regenerate pretty soon. time is catching up with her. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's very derivative of your song is ending, sir. It is returning. You will knock 4 times. Very similar to that moment. And following that particular journey of after finishing one massive seasonal arc, no season 4 or 4th series, just a bunch of random specials dropped at random intervals. Granted, less specials than the 10th Doctor got, but just random specials here and there, which will lead up to a regeneration. And even in those other episodic specials, there are even more hints towards this being very derivative of what happened to the 10th Doctor towards the end of his run. And the 13th Doctor has already been compared to the 10th Doctor well enough, I think. I mean, the 10th Doctor was already way too much associated with the 13th Doctor already. They met in the comics a bunch of times. They met in video games. Hell, David Tennant and Jodie Whittaker are good friends from Broadchurch, and they worked with the current showrunner Chris Chibnall on that show. So there's already enough connections between those two Doctors. We didn't need any more. So, I mean, that was just me and my hopefully brief and innocent rant. That was just me. I just really wanted the 13th Doctor's ending to be something that belongs mainly to her. You know, not just derived from previous Doctors. That's just really my opinion. I just wanted the 13th Doctor to have her moment, to have her time to shine. And hopefully we'll see it in The Power of the Doctor. Hopefully, again, what I hope doesn't happen is we get another case of it being basically the same exact plot as The Stolen Earth and Journey's End, or The End of Time. I mean, obviously Doctor Who's done so many stories over the years that it's kind of hard not to draw comparisons between one another at this point, but there's a subtle art of making stories that are derivative from other stories, because, let's face it, all stories derive from something. You know, all stories have their basis inspiration in something, be it a previously existing story or form of media, or a personal life experience, or history. I mean, hell, it's a show about time travel and history. So there's a way to make your story feel original, even though it's very clearly derived from another source, but it doesn't really look very obvious. That's really what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it's just gonna follow the same model that a lot of people seem to be doing these days, of just throwing everyone they can at the screen, like in the portal scene in Endgame, which I'll admit I loved. The battle scene from Rise of Skywalker, where all the ships show up. Again, something I like, one of the few redeeming parts about that movie, but still, I just don't want, like, you're not alone, Doctor, and then she turns around and it's every single companion still alive today showing up to help. Would be a cool moment, but it would just make it feel cheap. I just hope if that's the story that they're going with, the power of the Doctor literally being the power of her friends and her companions, which is a very noble concept to explore. The power of friendship supersedes the power of evil, in a sense, with the Cyber Masters and the Master and the Daleks and who knows what else. But that would be a pretty interesting concept to explore, but it'll all just depend on how it's done right. So really, in a nutshell, the title itself, I think, is really generic, but it has some potential hintings towards something grandeur that I just really hope that something is executed well, as opposed to being executed very poorly, and we can look back at this episode and at this title years from now and say that that was the right move to make with this episode. So really, that's all I have to say for now. I think I let this video be a little longer than it probably should have. That's just me. Apologize. I just love talking so much, I don't know when to stop. Now, as far as other content, I am doing some more Doctor Who stuff on my channel, and I'm planning to do that very soon. I guess it's time. I've been keeping it a secret for long enough. It's time to let everyone know. I am doing a Doctor Who review show where I just go over every single Doctor Who episode, TV episode for now, ever made, from 1963 all the way up to 2022, and obviously 2023 once this series ends, and just review them in short intervals of time. I think I'll try to keep them under 15 minutes. I've already finished season 1. I've already recorded all of my reviews for season 1, and I've been working on editing them. I have like 3 of them already in the can, ready to be uploaded. I just wanted to have a little bit more so that I can upload them in a sort of steady schedule, so that I don't have to make long breaks between uploading one episode and then the other. I just want to have several of them to go, ready to go, before I can start uploading them. So I'm just letting you know now. They'll come out after this video is already over and done with. Right now, rewatch-wise, I'm about to start The Chase, and I haven't even started recording my reviews for any of the episodes of Season 2. Or maybe I have started on at least 1 or 2 of them, but I can't remember. But the bottom line is, I have several of them ready to go. I just need to finish editing this video, and then start editing the other ones that I haven't already, and then I can start uploading them, and I'll have something pretty interesting to put on this channel, finally. After many months of essentially dry season. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you have, let me know what you all thought about this title, The Power of the Doctor. I'm gonna have to start getting used to saying that title now. And let me know what you are looking forward to seeing in this final episode. And let me know what you thought about the 13th Doctor's era up until now. Again, try to keep it civil. Any insulting or offensive comments will be deleted and never ever again. But that's just the way I roll. So I apologize. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you some other time. Goodbye for now. Hi there. Thank you for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. I'll see you next time.